In the Mediterranean theatre, the Allies had pushed the Axis forces out of Africa by finally destroying the forces on the 13th of May 1943. And Sicily was liberated in August of 1943. Now, mainland Italy was invaded by the Allies, comprising the US 5th and the British 8th Armies on the 3rd of September 1943. Now, meanwhile, the New Zealand 2nd Division was in the process of rest and refitting after conclusion of the Battle for Africa. Now, eventually, the New Zealand Division made its way to Italy and was positioning itself along the battlefront by mid-November of 43, ready to rejoin the war and the battle for Italy. Now, by the 25th of October, the 8th Army is ready to resume its advance. The German High Command was also prepared to stand on the historic defensive line across the narrowest part of Italy, from the east along the Sangro River, across the mountains, through Cassino, to the Arunzi Mountains on the west coast. Having rejoined the 8th Army, the New Zealand Division's task during the new offensive was to cross the Sangro River and break through the enemy defensive line. The 21st Infantry Battalion of the New Zealand 5th Brigade were in position on the 25th of November and dispatched some patrols across the river to obtain information on the enemy positions. The attack commenced on the 27th of November of 1943, with units clashing with the Germans from around 3 AM in the morning. Now, we got a scenario of events happening here, centered around the actual events of the day. The 21st Battalion sends a couple of recon patrols across the river, up the slope, and report back. Oh, that's reporting back all right. Now, the advance goes forward and is held up by a camouflage MG nest, machine gun nest, which hopefully is attacked and destroyed. So we have the machine gun nests on the Germans on the right flank there, are holding up the advancing first line advance. Heavily camouflaged, very hard to see. So we have two lines of advancing soldiers there coming up the slope. First line has been held back. Need to make sure that and they have destroyed the machine gun nest, so that held them up for a while there. So the second line have managed to attack and destroy the machine gun nest, whilst the first line were held up over on the left. Advancing Allied forces coming up now. Allied forces surrounding an enemy building. Some very tough defence from the German side. Allied forces making steady advances. So they appear to have captured one building, enemy building there. Doesn't appear to be any surviving enemy in that particular one. There's another major enemy position, which is the target of the Allied forces. It's looking like there may be some mortar fire very shortly. Forces, fantastic. Another enemy outlet taken out there. More enemy forces coming up for reinforcements. Enemy outposts taken out. Advancing Allied forces. Facing a barrage. Hostile fire. Now, there appear to be snipers out the flanks. Obviously, the Allied forces need to identify these snipers and take these guys out. Now, if you can imagine, all this is happening in the dark. Very hard to get a handle on things, what's going on, but the Allied forces are doing a tremendous job. They've suffered some casualties. His Allied troops are falling back, taking up a defensive position. We have a full frontal attack now. The enemy counterattack. Fierce fighting, battles in rage throughout the whole area. They're counter-attacking with such strength and resolve, not wishing to give up. Gritty determination. Now what's going on? We have tanks, the 21st and 1st Partnerschar divisions of the Panzers. They're moving up. Major firefights happening all over the place. The tactics go forward, but unfortunately the enemy are destroyed. Yes, the enemy are completely overrun. Still pockets of resistance. Heavy casualties on both sides, but the Allied forces seem to be in a position of strength. Now the Allies have advanced. They're overrunning the German position, the enemy positions, taking prisoners. Final pockets of resistance to be taken out. And finally, the Allies overrun the enemy. There, all is at peace again. The Allied forces are victorious. The Battle of the Sangro River has been fought and won.